Hello and welcome to VolunteerMark. VolunteerMark.com is a website that connects volunteers to nonprofit organizations. From the home page, you can click on Browse Organizations and see a listing of all of the organizations that we're working with. This is a demo, and so we can take a look at our example of Ronald McDonald House Charities. Clicking on their page, I can see the Ronald McDonald House Charities landing page on VolunteerMark, which is customized by the organization. They uploaded this background image, their logo, and choose the colors. From here, I can make a donation as a volunteer by clicking the donate button, or I can directly follow the organization to be updated about upcoming opportunities to get involved. Or I can scroll down to learn more about this organization, see their contact information, and browse by programs at the organization. If I'm interested in serving in the food pantry, I can click on that icon to see a listing of all the ways I can get involved for this particular program at this organization. For example, maybe I'm interested in delivering baskets. I can click the link to be taken to the sign-up page for this particular volunteer opportunity. This is customized by the organization, and they can include any information about this particular volunteer opportunity. If I need to know where to go, I can click the View Map link to be taken to a Google map for this location. If I have a question, I can click the Contact Volunteer Coordinator button to send an email directly to that volunteer coordinator. Or if I'm ready to sign up, I can look at the calendar and choose which date I'm available, and if there's slots available, then I can register. I'll click on Friday and select which time I'm available to sign up. At this point, I just need to log in with my existing email address and password, log in through Facebook, Google, or LinkedIn, or register for a new free volunteer account. Since I already have an account, I'll log in now. I receive a confirmation that I have successfully applied for this position, and I can click on my dashboard to see this position on my calendar as a volunteer. There it is on Friday, delivering baskets, and I can see that my status is pending. I can also keep track of all the other volunteer opportunities that I'm involved with on the VolunteerMark.com network. Right now I'm only involved in one organization, but as a volunteer I can join multiple organizations. I can also update my own profile information by uploading an image, changing my name, email address, cell phone number, date of birth, t-shirt size, gender, complete mailing address, and emergency contact information and phone number. I can also include what organizations I'm interested in and list my skills and include which school or business I'm volunteering through. Volunteers also include their availability information, such as what days of the week and the times that they're available. At this point, let's log out as a volunteer and see what it looks like for a nonprofit user. We'll just click log in and then log in with our username and password for the organization, and it loads the nonprofit dashboard. From here we can see several tabs at the top. We have notifications, volunteers, communications, reporting, and organization info. On the organization info tab is where we input the information about our organization, upload our logo, choose a banner image, and choose some customization such as organization color and the causes that we're associated with. You can type in a description about your organization and include all your contact information. You are also able to customize the URL for your organization's landing page on VolunteerMark.com. Let's go ahead and look at the rest of the options on the organization info tab. You're able to change your email address and name at any time. You can also include a bank account information through stripe.com to receive online donations. And you can add as many admin users as you'd like for your organization. Plus, you can customize a volunteer checklist to keep track of certain items for each of your volunteers. In this example, we can see We can keep track of if a volunteer has attended the orientation, cleared a background check, and attended certain trainings. You can also add any number of custom fields to prompt volunteers to fill out additional information on their profile. You can store dates, numbers, and text. And we also are building a growing library of other applications that we can integrate with. Right now we can integrate with an electronic document signature software called Signing Pad. This is where you would add your API key under the External Services tab. Going back to the home screen is where we can see a calendar view of all the different volunteer needs that we have at our organization. You can create one-time events or repeating volunteer needs. To create a new position, you just click New Volunteer Opportunity and choose whether that's a flexible schedule position, fixed schedule position, or a one-time event. We can take a look at some of our existing events, such as on the 13th of December, we can see we had a Nutcracker event, and we can see the additional information to see that 8 of 46 volunteers were signed up for this position. I click on Manage Volunteers to see who those people were. I've already indicated their status, but if I'd like to change anything, I can just click the blue pencil icon to change whether they attended, were a no-show, or if that was an excused absence. We can mark attended and then click the clock icon to add how many hours they volunteered. That's it. We just logged 2 hours for John Smith's profile. Now when John Smith logs in, he'll be able to see that he has 22 approved hours with our organization. In addition to logging hours, we can also view the complete profile for this individual and keep track of private notes. These notes here are private to your organization and helps you remember who these people are. You can also assign them to any number of volunteer tags. Tags are helpful for sending targeted communication to a segment of your volunteers. We can also see all the sign-up history with this particular individual and see the rest of his profile information, such as the skills that he has, his availability information, and the custom checklist for our organization to see which items he's already completed. If you'd like, you can click on the Actions button next to any event on the calendar, and you can send an email, a text message, or perform other actions for this particular event. Let's say we wanted to print a roster of all of the volunteers signed up for this date. Just choose Print Volunteers, and now we can see a view of all the volunteers signed up for this particular event. The nice thing about this is it's a custom URL, so you could email this to anyone in your organization, and they wouldn't even have to log in. There's a lot more that you can do, but I wanted to keep this tutorial very simple so that you can see the basic interface of our system. You can organize your different volunteer opportunities by the programs or by a department, and those are at the bottom of the screen here. If we want to look at our notifications, we can click that tab and we can see who's signed up and for which position. Again, clicking on their name opens up that volunteer profile, so we can quickly determine who that person is and make a decision if we want to approve or deny them for that position. Sometimes volunteers will sign up for multiple shifts at the same time. You can click Approve All or Deny All so that you don't have to click individually for each date. And volunteers are able to log hours themselves. And when those come in, you're able to make a decision if you wanted to approve, modify, or deny that request. On the Volunteers tab, you can see a list of all of your volunteers at your organization, and you can search for them by name. You can sort by the number of hours that they've served at your organization. You can assign tags, and you can also search by skill that you need, or if they've completed a certain checklist item. Adding volunteers is very easy. You can just fill out this form here, or you can import a spreadsheet with existing volunteer information. At any time, you're able to export all of this information into an Excel spreadsheet. On the Communications tab, you can compose new emails or send a text message. We could send a text message to an event, a position, a program, a custom tag, or an individual. Let's start typing in tag to see which tags are available. I could send a tag to everyone on the leadership team, and this would send a text message to all those people. Finally, we have the Reporting tab. Here you can see a breakdown by program or department, a total number of volunteer hours, and you're able to filter this by custom date range. You can also keep track of volunteer signups over time and the number of hours and opportunities created. You can break this down into additional reports to see event by event information, and every single report you see is able to be quickly exported to Excel format. Tags are a really flexible way of grouping together your volunteers. We could see that leadership team tag that we just looked at earlier and see those individuals and do a custom date range to show the number of service hours logged. There's a whole lot more to our system, and I thank you for taking the time to watch this demo. If you have any questions at all, my name is Andrew Stanley. You can email me andrew@volunteermark.com or call us anytime, 877-551-5250.